What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today we are talking about the Orly Holiday 2021 collection, which is called Momentary Wonders. I just recently reviewed another Orly collection that was part of their breathable line, so I'll link that up in the cards, but this time we are talking about their regular Orly formula. So we've got 6 brand new nail polishes. They all have a ton of sparkle going on in there. If you haven't heard of Orly before, they are a mainstream nail polish brand that is vegan, meaning they do not use any animal derived ingredients. They are cruelty free, meaning they do not test their polishes on animals. And they're also formulated without any harmful ingredients. So like I said, we've got a lot of sparkle going on here. Definitely a very different vibe from any of the other winter/holiday collections that I have reviewed so far. But we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. Let me show you guys the swatches, then we'll talk about pricing, availability, my thoughts. So yeah, let's just dive right in and roll the footage. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am going to be using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I am using the Orly Bonder base coat, so I will link it in the description. So first up in the collection we have the shade Flight of Fancy, and this is a really beautiful deep fuchsia base that has this very intense duochrome shimmer that shifts from a bright fuchsia into this almost cool toned purple. So there's definitely a lot going on in here. I feel like it looks so beautiful on. This kind of matches my hair perfectly, and it was just so perfect in 2 coats. I know it looks like in the back it's a little less opaque. That dark warmth that you're seeing, that's the reflection of my face in the nail polish. So very high gloss, very intense shimmer in there, and it's just so beautiful and easy to work with. Next up we have the shade Awestruck, and this one is another really beautiful pinky color. So it actually has this really warm, almost like orangey pink base, and then we have this really intense cool toned shimmer running throughout that again kind of has this fuchsia coloring to it. So you guys probably know because I mention it all the time, but I really love contrasting base with shimmer. So I really love a warm base with a very cool shimmer like this. Again, it's just really beautiful. It was very opaque. Both of these were actually almost there in the first coat, but I did need a second for full coverage. And again, it's just super, super glossy and really shimmery and just really intense on the nails. Next up, we have the shade Dancing Embers, and this one was actually a little bit of a different type of polish than the rest of the collection. I thought it was really unique. So it's actually this sort of orangey color that has a little bit of like a salmony pink going on in there as well. And we also have this very intense pinky shimmer, but it actually ends up having a more pearlized kind of finish. So you can see there's a little bit of streakiness going on there. The formula was really easy to work with. It definitely needed that second coat for full opacity, but I just went in with some careful brush strokes and I was able to make it look really cool. I don't know, there's just like a little bit of like a pearliness to it, and there's also this very subtle golden fleck running throughout. You can just barely see it on camera, but it's really delicate and pretty. Next up we have the shade Touch of Magic, and I know that this one is going to be a hit or miss for people, but for me it was a total hit. It's this really strange sort of like orangey gold base that has this really intense duochrome shimmer that shifts between gold and pink, and they're really big shimmery particles. It's almost like flecks in there, and it does show a little bit of visible nail line. There's definitely a sheerness to it as well, but I don't know, there's like something very vintage holiday about this color to me, and I really love that intense pink shimmer when you see it hit the light a little bit. It's just really cool and different. Next up we have the shade Whispered Lore, and this one is a really beautiful burnt gold duochrome, and this is just one of those really intense shades that around the edges it looks green and almost into a little bit of blue depending on how extreme your angle is. And you can see this one was a little bit sheer in the first coat. I did manage to get full opacity in the second, but if you do have longer nails than me, you might actually need a third for this one. That being said, I do think this was actually my favorite color in the collection. I really love these sort of greenish burnt gold colors. There's something really fun about them. I love the intense color, and I love how it kind of shifts depending on the angle that you have your nails at. And even though it has that sort of greenish blue in there as well, it just feels like a very warm color overall. And last but definitely not least, we have the shade Ephemeral, which is a really beautiful sort of pearlescent frosty shimmer color. I absolutely love the way that this color looks in one coat, but it also looks really pretty in 2, and I imagine it would be really cool if you paired it over a deeper color just to see how intense that almost pearly, translucent translucent shimmer is, but you can definitely see there's a lot of gold in there. There's also this sort of golden fleck running throughout that's just a little bit bigger than shimmer, and we also have all of those beautiful soft pearly colors in there, so you get a little bit of that pink and blue as well. It's just so pretty and delicate. It feels like a special occasion type of polish to me, and it just looks so beautiful on the nails. Honestly, could be a really good wedding color. So here are all of the shades together, and I have to say I love this color story. Like, I loved the polishes on their own, but looking at the comparison of all the shades together, there's just something about this color story that absolutely speaks to me. I love that they're all these shimmery colors, but they all have slightly different finishes. So even though they're all shimmers, you can kind of see all the different ways that a shimmer could be made into a polish, and I just think that's a really cool way to play around with it, but they all feel very cohesive, and they feel pretty much overwhelmingly warm, which we haven't really been seeing a lot of this season. So definitely a huge win for me. I love all of these shades. So those are the polishes. And like I said, I totally love these. I feel like this color scheme is giving me such a vintage, nostalgic kind of vibe. I just really appreciate them doing these very warm tones where we've been seeing so many cool tones so far for the holiday season. And there's just something very vintagey, old-fashioned about them that like makes me feel, I don't know how to describe it, but like there's this sort of nostalgia of like holidays and warmth and candles and fireplaces and just like sitting around. I don't know how to explain it. This is already sounding a little strange. Does anybody else get this vibe though? Because I feel like this is a strong vibe for me right now. But I have to say, I am most excited about the fact that they did this yellow-green duochrome. I actually mentioned in my breathable video that I was really missing that from the collection. I just felt like that's what the collection needed to complete it. And that was actually before I saw this collection, so it was pretty good timing. But yeah, just very excited to see that. I will say overall, I think I prefer this set to the breathable colors, but they actually complement each other really nicely and like all together make a very pretty 12 polish set. So definitely loving it. As always, really love that Orly formula, and I just really love that the shimmers they did just feel a little bit different from mainstream brands. Like they definitely have a little bit of an indie touch to them. So these polishes come in 18 milliliter bottles, by far the biggest nail polish bottle that I own. They do come with a wide flat brush that has a rounded tip, so it makes application super easy. And they also have a rubberized cap, which is something that I always like to mention because I feel like it's just a lot easier in terms of accessibility. And also nail polish caps get stuck all the time for me, and I just feel like I've never had an Orly bottle get stuck on me because that rubberized cap is just so easy to use. But anyway, these polishes retail for $9.50 USD. I get mine from HB Beauty Bar. You can use the code KELLI to get 22% off your order there, so I'll link it down below. You can also get it straight from Orly's website, where they also have a few of my collaboration polishes left, so if you're interested in that, I'll link it below as well. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this collection? What do you think of the color story? And do you prefer this collection or do you prefer the breathable collection? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And you can find me every Friday morning on Twitch doing a nail art live stream, so I'll link that down below as well. Like I said, Twitch is a free website you can use. It's very similar to YouTube, where you can sign up for free and join the conversation. Huge shout out to my Cosmic Admirals on Patreon, Amanda M, Braxton Scott, and Rocket Man's daughter. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Autumn, and Autumn wants to know, are there any fall-time accessories you've had for a long time, like a particular scarf or something that always comes out? Yes, absolutely. There is one thing that I always use a lot. I feel like it's probably, I don't know if it would be considered an accessory, but it is something that I really don't need to be wearing as much as I wear it. So let me preface this by saying I own a lot of shoes. I own a lot of boots. I own a lot of combat boots. I own a lot of sneakers. I own a lot of heels, which I feel like is kind of crazy because I never wear heels because I'm already pretty tall. But I have so many pairs of shoes. I actually talked about it in a recent vlog that I wanted to do like a shoe collection video just because I have so many cool pairs of shoes. But there is one pair of boots that I've had for like 6 years now that I always wear in the fall and winter, and I just completely neglect all of my other boots and shoes, which I really shouldn't be doing. But they're just this random old pair of like combat boots that I got from Express. I actually bought them on Black Friday like 6 years ago on a whim, and for some reason I just always wear them. Like literally 90% of the time in the fall and winter, that's what I'm wearing, even though I have so many other pairs of shoes, it's actually wild. So that's actually part of why I wanted to do a video of my shoe collection, so that I can kind of inspire myself to wear shoes that are not that one pair of boots that I wear all the time. So if you are interested in seeing my shoe collection, definitely go follow the vlog channel. And if there's an accessory that you always wear, share it below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!